What is up, TFA fam? Welcome into the Week 6 Fantasy Game Day show, getting you guys ready all the way up until the 1 o'clock games. Obviously have the London game going on right now. We got 4 bye weeks. We got some injuries. We got some surprise actives. So here to get everything squared away for you, here to help you out Week 6. We already got Triple Trey in the chat, so we're just going to jump right into that. Triple Trey leading off with a top of the morning to y'all. Javonte Williams, Tony Pollard, or Michael Carter rest of the season?
It's Javonte Williams.
Yeah, Javonte here for me as well. Hopefully at some point we had somebody, Kev, I don't know if you saw it, slide into the comments from the Javonte Williams from the Javonte Williams player profile video we did, and we were all on board. Hey, could be week 1, week 4 at the latest. And we got a comment on the video that just said, week 6, still waiting. I think we underestimated Vic Fangio's dusty ass, old school ass, just to keep plugging in the vet because he's the vet. Like that, we should have seen that coming.
Yeah, but it's not like Javonte Williams hasn't been doing anything either. He's been a usable player for the first 6 weeks of through the first 5 weeks of the year. And so it's not, like I said, he's been he's so far right now, he is, a high-end RB3 so far. So I don't think that's going to change. And I think, and if you look at their, oh my goodness, if he takes over this backfield, which I expect him to by the end of the year, their schedule is so amazing in the second half of the year. It just stacks up one after another of great matchups. So it's definitely Javonte Williams. And, he's somebody that I would look to acquire. He hasn't went off. He hasn't had, any monster performances. And he's somebody that I would look right now to acquire.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. And if I had to rank them, I'd probably rank them the way that you have them, Trey. And Carter obviously looks like he's taking control of that Jets backfield, but I'm not entirely sure that's going to amount to much. And Tony Pollard has been usable in terms of a flex option. That's kind of all Carter is right now anyway, and obviously has the much higher upside if anything were to happen to Zeke. JR joining us. What's up? Joseph, how are you doing? Happy football Sunday to all of you. Got Jim in the chat. Full point PPR, need a flex, Jacoby Myers or Hunter Renfro.
Jacoby Myers, and it's not even close. Actually, shout out to Maddie D, who does our wide receiver quarterback video. I think it's an excellent video every week to watch. It's only he usually keeps it around 5 to 6 minutes, so it's quick to the point. Hunter Renfro was the guy he highlighted as a must sit this week because of the matchup he gets against Bryce Callahan. Bryce Callahan has been elite in the slot this year. No touchdowns allowed. Is only allowing a 41 passer rating on the season. So I am not about that Hunter Renfro life this week.
Yeah, and I really like Jacoby's matchup as well. I'm also ruling Jacoby. Good luck to you, Jim. Braden joining us. Would you play Chase Edmunds today?
Yeah, he's expected to play. So this game, there's some concern with the win in this game, but it's not anything to freak out about. It's 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, which is not that big of a deal. So people are going to overvalue the wind. People have been doing it all week, but it's not really that big of a deal. So I think it really would depends on against who are you playing him over. Who are the other options?
Yeah, I think he's fine as a low end RB2 flex kind of play. I will say that the wind in that Cleveland stadium gets nasty. So even though it might only be 15 to 20 mile per hour winds, probably the most miserable I've ever been at a football game in my life. A couple years ago, went to a Browns-Steelers game, and that lake literally sits right on the edge of the stadium, and the wind can get a little brutal there. Like you said, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal, but maybe we see a little bit more Chase Edmunds, maybe a little more Rondell Moore in that game because of it. Maybe a couple less deep shots to guys like Christian Kirk. But yeah, I think Edmunds is a fine play. Joseph has a question. Pittman or Collins, full PPR on the flex? This is Pittman.
Yeah. I mean, Pittman, even with, I will be interested to see how T.Y. Hilton mixes in because he has been activated. He is now, sounds like he should be playing today, but it's still Pittman. He's the absolute alpha in this offense.
Yeah, I think Ty being back is going to have more an effect on Paris Campbell, unfortunately, than it's going to on Pittman.
Yeah, and I think Pittman has like 4 straight games of 6+ receptions. So in full PPR, yeah, it's 100% Pittman.
Yep, and then with Amanra, I think he's a fine flex play today as well. I think he's a good pickup off of waivers if he's still chilling there. I think he's had 6 for 70 back-to-back weeks, somewhere in that ballpark. And his matchup as well in the slot, assuming that's where he's going to play. It is going to be interesting to see where they plug him because they have no quote-unquote true outside receivers at this point. But he's still going to spend some of his time in the slot, and his matchup, I like that in the slot as well. Raylan rocking with us. Rank these for best to last. Manny Sanders, Cooks, Tony.
I assume we're talking about today, so it would be Brandon Cooks, Kadarius Toney, and Emmanuel Sanders. But it's close. I just feel like in this Buffalo game, I don't know how much they really need to throw. I feel like they kind of take control of this game a little bit, and so where I feel kind of the opposite. We do have Daniel Jones back this week, so that is a positive for the Giants offense, and they are getting some of their guys back, like Sterling Shepard will be back. So that's another area where, because Kadarius Toney has played a ton from the slot. It's like 60% of his snaps have come from the slot, and obviously that's where Sterling Shepard plays. But we have seen in years past where, back when they had Golden Tate, where they would kick Sterling Shepard out of the slot and move him out. And so, it's really close. I think Sanders and Toney could go either way, but it's hard to know what Toney's done the last 2 weeks as well.
Yeah, that's for what you were just laying out with Shepard being back. That's why I would give the slight edge to Sanders. We don't have any questions about how he's going to be used. Will they need to take the deep shots? Will they have to pass as much? They're close enough that with Shepard returning, I would just give the slight edge to Manny Sanders. But I think Cooks, you're not worried about that Indy defense. So, Walito, if you're here, there's a Cooks answer for you. Triple Trey. We feel like Rondell Moore will be more inconsistent since Zach Ertz got traded there. Should we trust any Arizona wide receiver?
Rondell Moore has been hard to trust anyway on his own. So, I don't think it changes anything because Max Williams was relatively involved, before this happened or before the trade. Max Williams saw 17 targets. He had 11% target share in the offense. So, it's not like you're probably going to see a significant rise either with that and Zach Ertz either. So I don't think it really affects all that much.
Yeah, I agree. Just going to be inconsistent. Any other Arizona wide receiver?
It's Deandre Hopkins. You could lock him in. You're good about him, but that's about it.
Yep. Schultz or Hawk for Mr. Wong?
It's going to be Hawkinson for me.
Yeah, it's still Hawkinson, but not with as much, I guess, not necessarily confidence, but with him being banged up. Defense is obviously keying in on him. They started doing that even week 2. And now with, like I said, all the injuries they have, it's basically him and Amanra and Swift. So, and unfortunately, all those guys kind of operate in the same area of the field. It's still Hawk, but not as wide of a gap as it would have been a couple weeks ago. Jim has another question here. How do we feel about DK with no Russ?
I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, I think he slides out of being a locked in top 12 guy every week, but you're probably I can't imagine you have much better options to where you're going to be sitting him and playing other guys over him.
Yeah.
Obviously takes a hit just with Russ being one of the most efficient quarterbacks potentially of all time. Definitely over the past couple of years, but I think he's going to be fine. You just have to lower the expectations and lower the ceiling for him. Raymond wants to know, would you trade Marvin Jones for Pittman?
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%. If you can pull that off, give me Pittman in that all day, Raylan. Tan rocking with us in a standard league. Hawkins has been dreadful and in a bad offense. Or should I roll with Uzomah in a plus matchup?
You played TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get down that far and throw in CJ Uzomah over Hawk.
The thing is in this game though, like this game is kind of gross on both sides a little bit because they're both of these teams are really slow paced offenses.
Yes.
Both of them are bottom 5 in pace, and so there's not going to be a lot of plays. And yeah, I think you see both these teams really attack via the ground, and so neither one of these games or neither one of these teams set up to obviously the Bengals have the advantage. The Bengals should win this game pretty easily, but. TJ Hawkinson is still fine. I mean, he's 6th in targets, 4th in route or 3rd in routes run, 9th in target share on the season. So, I mean, while the opportunities, he hasn't been as good as I think people had hoped he would be outside of those first 2 weeks. All the other things are still there, so he will be fine.
Okay, now Daddy's working.
All right. Woods, Sanders, or Higgins for Ashton? This is going to be Bobby Trees for me.
Start 2, right?
Yeah, I guess it could help if I could read. Locking in Woods. Then I think I'm going to go Higgins for the second one.
Yeah, that's where I'd go too.
Yeah. I do agree with you, though. I took the with what you were saying about the pace and that kind of just being a gross game overall. Joe Burrow's passing prop for this week was 282.5 yards. And I took the under on that. Like I said, I think they're both bottom 6 in terms of pace of play and, like a lot of things that you were alluding to. But I'm still going to go Higgins there. He's a second option in that passing game. That could easily end up being a Cole Beasley double-digit target kind of game here as well. So give me Woods and Higgins. I've got 2 questions here. Got a couple questions here from CHB, rather. Lockett, AJB, Thielen, Mecole. We need 2 out of that group.
I'm still playing Lockett.
Yeah, the Steelers secondary is definitely nothing to shy away from. This should be a very quick and easy response for Lockett and AJB, but I do not. That the Titans offense has just been kind of struggling and sputtering in general. Not a great matchup. But I also don't know if I can put him in over Thielen either.
Well, not to mention, I mean, that they came out, I guess he came out and said that he's going to be on basically a snap count until probably week 10.
Did not see that.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense to me because if you're going to be out there at all, why even have him on a snap count? Either he's not healthy enough to play or he is. And if he is, I mean, because if you look, last week he only played 65% of snaps, only ran 22 routes, and if that's kind of what we should expect moving forward, that really kind of takes a big hit to what his upside is. Obviously, he's still a fantastic wide receiver. He's still a monster, but it also really hasn't been there for him this year either so far. It's been a pretty bad year. And I don't think it's all him to blame. I think Ryan Tannehill deserves some of the blame in that as well.
Yeah.
But so I would probably go Adam Thielen.
Yeah, I missed out on that nugget. So yeah, give me Lockett and Thielen there. Then a tight end question for CHB, Jonnu or Mo Alley Cox. Jeez. Is Ricky Seals-Jones available? Would be my question. God.
Him or I think another tight end that could be widely available that I don't mind is Cole Kmet.
I'd rather play both of those guys over them. If they're not available, I guess give me Jonnu. In a matchup where they might have to throw a little bit more. I know Jonnu's been pretty gross. Mo Alley obviously lives off of the touchdowns. I guess Jonnu, but yeah, I'd rather play either of the guys we just mentioned.
Yeah, if I have to go with one, I'm going to go Jonnu.
Damian Harris or D'Ernest Johnson?
Damian Harris.
Yeah, I can't go down for Johnson there. Give me Harris. Julio, Tony, or Jacobs in the flex here for Santiago.
I'm going to go Julio.
Yeah, Julio for me as well. Gibson, Woods, Tony, or Javonte Williams here for Michael Brown in the flex.
It's Antonio Gibson.
Yeah. I know he hasn't been what we thought he was going to be coming into the year, but the matchup sets up really well for him. So going to roll Gibson there as well. Another standard question here from Tan. Flex, boom or bust, mostly bust. OBJ or good for 3 points, Melvin Gordon? I don't mind Gordon in this matchup. Really hard to trust the Cleveland passing game right now.
Yeah.
I think you can play Melvin in this matchup. I mean, we saw both Damian Williams and Khalil Herbert be able to do enough to be flex-worthy options for you. Even in a standard, I think they both had, 70, 80 yards, something like that. So I think you can roll Melvin Gordon. Like we talked about earlier with Javonte Williams, he's not getting the full workload that we were expecting or hoping from him either. So give me MG there. Friend of the show, Tim Steele. Would you trade A.J. Brown for Pittman?
You should probably answer that.
Is this a trade on the line right now?
I'm guessing in his mind it is.
Who do you have?
Pittman.
I think I'm going to keep A.J. Brown there and hope that he turns it around. Keep A.J. Brown.
See,
you try to finesse something.
No. On my end, I don't think I would make the trade on my end, but it's hard. It's hard to as well as Pittman has played, and I think there's a much higher ceiling for him that he hasn't even hit yet because of this Colts offense hasn't really outside of last week was kind of the first week, right? That they've really looked like a functioning NFL offense for an entire game, and so I actually think his ceiling is higher than what we've even seen so far. So it's hard to, and then with as bad as AJ Brown has played now with the snap count restrictions and everything else, it's hard to really trust. AJ Brown. on a week-to-week basis, where I feel pretty confident locking in Pittman as a solid wide receiver 3.
What a great sales job. Just planting the seed to be like, hey, you might have to give me more if you really want them. Such a great sales job. Good on you. If you've never used that kind of line or statement with anyone when they're coming after a player who should be lower valued, you haven't been playing fantasy long enough. So good to see Kev pulling out the old wily vent move there, trying to plant the seed for future weeks. Good on you. Another Facebook here coming from Fran. Tony, Thielen, or Boyd in the flex?
Thielen.
Gonna go Thielen there as well. We'd already talked about with the Cincy game potentially being a little boring. The over-under in that game, I think, is only 43.5. Polo 2K asking for a friend here. Jacoby, AJ Brown, or Michael Pittman? Here we go. Which way are you leaning here?
Michael Pittman.
Who would you have second, Myers or AJ Brown? It's way closer than it should be.
I'd probably go AJ Brown.
Another one here from Polo 2K. Manny Sanders or Chase Claypool at the flex? I don't know if I've ever said it before, but I'm going to go Claypool.
Yeah, Claypool.
Ashton just bringing out the D plays for us. Edwards, Osborne, Bolden, or Kirk? I think I'm going to go Kirk there. I wish I could say Bryan Edwards, but I do not like that matchup for him. So I'm gonna roll Kirk here. It looked like Kirk was gonna
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it looked like Kirk was gonna be a very consistent option for us, but he hasn't been the past couple of weeks. But I think with this group, I'm going Kirk.
Yeah. I think you can trust a little bit more Christian Kirk versus I am it's one of the things I'm really looking forward today to see how things shake out with this Raiders offense now that Gruden is gone, to kind of see how things change a little bit and see if we see anything a little bit different. But I would go Kirk.
Ronnie Morinfellows, good morning to you. Ronnie, Claypool or Hollywood?
This is Hollywood, and it's not even significantly close.
I think it's just slightly from the fact that the Chargers have done really well in terms of limiting explosive plays on the year. I'm still going to rock with Hollywood, but I would not be surprised if we didn't see a little bit of a down week from Hollywood, but I'm still going there. Kyle K, thank God. Good to see Kyle K back on a separate stream, back here with us. Terry, Amari, so Higgins, Terry, Amari, Chuba, 2 wide receivers and a flex.
Terry, Amari, and Chuba.
Yep, that's where I am going as well.
I'm really surprised we haven't gotten more running back questions with all the running backs that are out this week and everything is up. I figured we would be answering a lot of what are we doing with Daryl Williams or Khalil Herbert or all those guys. Surprised.
Yeah. We still have a lot of time. So I have time for those ones to roll in. Another question here from Kyle. Tanny, Darnold, Heineke. We need one out of that group.
It's really close between Darnold and Heineke.
Yep.
But I am still locking in Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm going to go Darnold as well. Seems like Terry should be fine. But just with, if Terry were to like tweak that hammy at all, it's going to get really gross there for Washington in terms of their options for pass catchers. So give me Darnold. I agree though. Tanny is a distant third after those two. Nettie, Jacoby Myers or Robbie Anderson, who gets her the most fantasy points? I think we're both safe here to say Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, for sure. But I do actually like Robbie Anderson a fair amount in this matchup against the Vikings, especially with the sad news that Christian McCaffrey has been placed on IR. So
sad and frustrating.
He's only played 6 games since 2019.
Jesus.
Yeah, 6 games since 2019.
It's even more depressing. Let's uplift everybody here. Kyle K with another question: Moss or Javonte PPR?
It's Moss, and yes, Melvin Gordon is playing, or he's expected to play, I should say.
Then do we think that New England is going to treat Amari or CD as the one? Obviously, this question being geared toward New England does everything they can to take out your top option on offense.
I don't think it really matters because I think that their priority should be trying to stop the run.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think either of them necessarily gets the shutdown treatment from the hoodie.
Yeah, no.
Because their run defense is where you can get the Patriots, I think, 22nd in DVOA for the run, and they're like 8th in DVOA against the pass. So I think either option is fine.
Unless you're Davis Mills.
They're kryptonite. Kahuna Gizmo, Pittman or AJ Brown? I'm going to go with Pittman. With Hunt's limited snap count from coach, who should I start? Hunt, Hendy, Deontay, Chuba, full PPR. We need 2 here for Justin. I did not see that.
Yeah, I just saw a little bit ago that he's expected to see more work. They must just, let me see.
So I really like Henderson in that matchup. If you're into prop bets, took his over on his rushing yards. It was at 75.5. So I'm going to go Henderson there for sure. Going to let Kev see if he can dig up this little nugget on a snap count here from Kareem Hunt.
Well, it's definitely Henderson. Henderson's a lock.
Yeah. Yep. I still think even if he's on a limited snap count, that's what he's been doing the entire year when he splits with Chubb, right? We're not afraid of this run defense for Arizona. I think they keep it on the ground, so maybe Hunt doesn't get 90% of the opportunity like we would hope with Chubb being out, but I think I'm still going to go Hunt and Henderson there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind Deontay though, and it's been a PPR format, with his.
No, I don't mind Deontay.
Especially against that offense or that defense, but yeah, I still think you go Kareem Hunt though.
Yeah,
but then again, I will say this: like people are acting like Kareem Hunt is just like some smash play today. And just completely forget that he was not. I mean, he had some good weeks last year, but I mean, he had a long stretch of games where he was the lead back, and I wouldn't say that he was like, amazing. I think he was solid, But I don't know. People seem to forget that.
Yeah. I think it's just the excitement that takes over because we see both these guys produce week in and week out, and they're both on the field. So we automatically just think like, oh, nope, smash this week.
Now
Absolute
Kareem
smash.
Hunt's going to get all that opportunity. He's going to rush for 200 yards. He's going to get, yeah.
I still lean Hunt there. Has anything come out with Mike Williams for this next question? Obviously, not looking good after he did not practice at all this week. But then Staley came out. Okay, so from Jeremy Fowler, and Ian Rappaport, expected to play barring a pregame setback.
Yeah, I saw that. You're going Mike Williams.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's still Mike Williams there. I get the hesitation after the practice reports, but still gonna rock Mike Will there. MMGD 713 is trading Mike Williams for Joe Mixon too much value. Wide receivers are Metcalf, Keenan, Cooks, OBJ, Shepard, A-Rob. Could use a running back half PPR. You should be able to get back more than just Mixon. I don't mind it, but you should be able to get more back.
I would think with as well as Mike Williams has played, you should be able to get more in return than just Joe Mixon. But yes, I think you could definitely make the trade with a wide receiver group that you have.
Yeah. I mean, if A-Rob could ever step up, that would be swell.
That's happening today. It's happening today.
I wish I had the cojones to do it. His over-under for props is at like 52.5. And I really wanted to take it, but I just couldn't do it. But I do like the spot here for A-Rob. I think you can do it, MMG. I would just see if you could get a little cherry on top with Joe Mixon. Start 2 here for Michael, McLaurin, DK, Woods, Tony, in a PPR. I'm going to go the first 2 with McLaurin and DK.
Yes.
NASCAR Fantasy Live, a.k.a. Andrew, rocking with us. Should we worry about Kyler Murray's shoulder injury?
No. I mean, I guess there's some slight concern, right? But I mean, anytime anybody's banged up at all, but yeah.
Until it becomes a problem, I'm not going to worry about it. Darnold or Burrow?
I'm going Darnold.
Yeah. I think that game could be gross, even though the Lions matchup does sound juicy. I think Darnold's the play there. I'll rock with you. I won't leave you alone there. Todd Brick coming in with the MJ Abbey. Jefferson, Claypool, Sutton at the flex. Jefferson. Not gonna worry about that matchup there. Uzi. Damian Williams, Chubb, CMC, all out. That's rough. Have to start MG3 and McKinnon this week in flex. Do I start Jared Cook or Randall Cobb? It's rough out here for Uzi.
Yeah, you go Jared Cook.
Yeah. Look at this. Everyone coming in with their friend. Look at how nice some of our listeners are coming in and asking questions for their friends. Cooks or OBJ in a full PPR?
It's Cooks.
Yeah. Going to go Cooks there as well. Joseph, who should I drop for Ayuk? Gainwell, Stevenson, St. Brown. I'm going to drop Stevenson.
Yes, correct.
Jamar Chase or Mike Williams. I am going to go Chase here. If there were no health concerns at all with Mike Williams, I would have Mike Williams above Jamar Chase. But just with for the opportunity, because we like as good as Mike Williams has been this year, we have to remember that like this dude has been consistently banged up, consistently missing games his entire career. So could he come out more in a kind of decoy role? I think that's possible. Obviously, again, not practicing at all the entire week is never a good sign. He's going to play, but I think just with that sort of just the opportunity for something to happen, for him to tweak something, to not beat 100%, I'm going to go Chase.
Yeah. I mean, they're both really solid options. I have Chase as wide receiver 9 this week. So
let's go. Andrew with another question. Who would you pick, Booker or Hubbard for the starting RB2? This is easily Hubbard.
I don't know if I'd say it's easily. But I think it's Hubbard. I mean, Hubbard hasn't really done a whole lot either with his opportunities outside of, I think, what was it last week that he finally had a really good game. But, I mean, Booker, once Saquon went out last week early, I mean, he handled the Saquon role. I mean, he played, 80, 90% of the snaps, handled pretty much all the touches outside of Elijah Penny. And, I mean, he's going to see opportunity in the passing game. There are still wide receivers that are out for the Giants. Obviously, Kenny Galladay's out, on the outside, stuff like
Slayton,
that. Slayton. So, I mean, Booker is not. I think that he sees a lot of pass catching work as well, and so, but I still would probably go Hubbard. But it's pretty close. I think they're both, kind of low end RB2s.
In a non PPR, Hubbard or Swift. Our man Tam rocking with us. Williams, Gibson, Collins, pick 2, first 2 for me.
Correct.
Another one here for Tam. Judy coming back off of IR. Who would you drop for him? I would not drop Judy. If you've held on to him this long, you're still holding him. Who would we drop out of Williams, Collins, Woods, Pittman, AJB, Hawkinson? Absolutely Alex Collins.
Yeah, out of the options, yes.
Yeah, 100%. Jasper.
Wait, well, I mean, you wouldn't have to make a move now. He's not coming back this week. They just activated him. He's still on IR. All right, I mean, he's still out. So let me put it that way. So you can still keep him in your IR. So I would just drop Gesicki after this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he still has. I mean, they still have a couple of weeks to really to activate to bring him up.
3 weeks. They have 21 days to activate him. Yeah, he's been designated for return, but that doesn't mean that he is start. Same thing with Bateman last week. Bateman was designated to return, didn't play, but he is playing this week. Excited to see how, especially with Sammy being out, I think there could be some nice opportunity there for Bateman. Who should I play at flex here for Jasper? PPR, Deontay Johnson, Cooks, AJ Brown, Antonio Gibson. Some nice options here, Kev. Which way are you leaning?
I'm going to go Deontay Johnson.
That's where I was leaning as well. Gibson would be second for me in this list, but I'm going to go Deontay there as well. Look at that. 2 Steelers answers for me in the early on in the show. Alex Collins or Herbert?
Khalil Herbert.
Give me Herbert there as well. Mark, should I trade Marvin Jones for A-Rob?
Yeah.
Yep. I would as well there, Raylan. Devontae Booker or Chase Edmunds here?
I'm going to go Devontae Booker.
Yeah, he's going to handle the work. Yes. Big Truz rocking with us. Dakota Prescott or Daniel Jones?
I'm going to go Dak.
Yeah. Give me Dak. Last Fish, always holding it down for us over on the Twitch streets over there. Everyone's consensus Survivor League pick is Indy over Houston. Any concern that Houston might upset? I will say this. I had a 5-team teaser all lined up. I took Houston down to 4 instead of the -10 that they were sitting at. And I couldn't do it because I do just have like that. That just seems like such an upset kind of spot, right? Where like everyone's just all in on Indy and then Houston comes through. Let us know who you have left, Fish, and see if we can help you out that way. I do think Indy comes out with it, but like I'm with you there and having just like that weird tingly feeling that something might go awry. And I do think that Pittsburgh is a good pick with going over Seattle. And the fact that I've been all in on Pittsburgh means that they are just going to get their doors blown off them. And Geno Smith is going for 403. Yeah, let us know what other options you have in your Survivor League. Daryl Williams or Herbert? I'm going to go Williams here for Idon.
This one's really close. I have both of them really close to each other. I'm going to go Daryl Williams, though.
Okay. Harrison. Look at that. Just mountain of a dog there. Start 3, Keenan, Pittman, Kadarius Toney, OBJ. So we're locking in the first 2. And then who do you like out of Toney or OBJ?
Kadarius Toney.
God. That's so sad. That really is. Chase or Lockett. This is Chase for me there. Big Truz. I know Kev is going to agree with me. Kev, Dustin wants to know if you figured out where you're going to put the Christmas tree at.
I haven't. I was just thinking about it again last night when I was sitting in the trying to figure it out.
If you guys missed it, we were live and somebody asked a holiday question, and all of a sudden you can just see Kev just. I thought like he was like hearing a ghost or there was like an intruder in the house or something, and he like completely just blanked out for like a minute and a half, and that's what he was trying to debate is where he was going to put his Christmas tree because the new computer setup is in the traditional spot. I do have a question here from Marcus. Lockett or Booker, PPR in the flex?
Man. I'm going to go with Lockett.
Yeah. Going to go Lockett there as well, but I understand the question. Les Fish also has Rams, but trying to hold off. I still, like I said, I still think you're okay with Indy, but we're on the same page in terms of like not feeling as great as everyone else is feeling about them. I would not bet the spread. I definitely wouldn't take the -10 with Indy, but straight up, I think they're fine. Excuse me. I think they're fine this week. Harry Wolf. Look at that, Abby. When was the last time you saw that mug? A.J. Brown or Aaron Jones, opinions on them, and DK. Should I try to trade all of them? Unfortunately, at this point, with their value being down, you're not going to get back what you should in return from any of those guys. So unfortunately, I think right now you have to hold on. Maybe would you think about swapping Aaron Jones for somebody like a Joe Mixon, like we talked about? Would you think about going that route? Because obviously, outside of the 4 touchdown game that Aaron Jones had, it has been pretty upsetting and pretty disappointing with his production. AJ Dillon looks, at least last week, looked like he was getting a little bit more involved. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts here?
I don't think he's been bad. I mean, he
hasn't been bad. He just hasn't been what a lot of people were expecting when they drafted him in the late first, early second.
But he's still playing the same amount of snaps. He played 69% of the snaps last week. I had 14 carries. He's getting goal line and red zone opportunities. He actually ran the most routes last week against Cincinnati. He was targeted 5 times, 4 receptions, 109 total yards. He just didn't find the end zone. He still had 15 fantasy points in PPR formats. And so, I mean, I think that we're overreacting a little bit to Aaron Jones. He hasn't scored a touchdown since week 3 against San Francisco. But, I mean, everything else is the same. I mean, really, it's just now that A.J. Dillon is playing the Jamal Williams role. And being, basically playing that. Like, it doesn't limit or hurt Aaron Jones. People have kind of freaked out a little bit about the role of A.J. Dillon now in this offense, but it hasn't. Nothing's changed. Like, he's still playing the same amount of snaps and everything else. So, if anything, you should be buying Aaron Jones. Now I understand you have Aaron Jones, so we're not selling Aaron Jones. It makes no sense to do so. The ceiling is just as high as it's always been for him, and then with the other two, you're just not going to get it. You're not going to get anything that you're hoping to get for them, right? And so we never, we're not trying to sell low.
Yeah, I mean, if you're worried about them and you're trying to, I wouldn't trade all of them. But if you're worried, you could wait until one of those receivers has a game where they pop off and then try to unload them there. But you're not going to get the return that you should on those players. So all of them are holes, or like you said, Kev, I think that presents a buying opportunity. Maybe not so much with DK, just because I can't trust Geno. I know he came in and started ripping it around and he was looking good, but I think AJ Brown, this snap count thing is just, my God, like what just what is that? Why? Just why is my question. Kyle K coming through with the super chat. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for the support. Please hit us with a sub and a like for the rest of you if you have yet to do so. Jameis, Teddy, Tanny, Carr, Darnold, rest of season, pick 2. I know you've talked about Darnold's schedule. Jameis getting Michael Thomas back.
Yeah, I do think that makes Jameis an interesting option. Have we got word yet that he's officially coming back this week with Michael Thomas? I haven't seen anything one way or the other that I know.
I have not seen anything either.
This is the first week he can come back. But I know there's been talk that people are expecting him to, but I haven't seen anything other to go one way or the other. But I do obviously think Michael Thomas is a big boost to this offense. But in terms of rest of the season, definitely still going to be Darnold for me. And I don't know, I'd probably still go Tannehill for right now. I mean, you have to figure they're eventually going to figure something out with this offense, right? I mean,
I hope so. Darnold for sure. Man,
and I think it's a toss-up between Jameis and Tannehill because I like if the Saints offense gets back to being more of a functional offense of especially what we're accustomed to, that Jameis could be a top 10 quarterback rest of season. Once they get back, and once you have Michael Thomas back, and you have Traquan and Marquez Callaway and Alvin Kamara and everything else, like it could really kind of jumpstart the offense fully. So,
yeah, I think if you're looking for a safe option out of that group outside of Darnold, I think I might roll with Teddy, just with how well he's been playing. Like not a great ceiling, but he's been pretty damn steady. Jerry Jeudy coming back, which is obviously going to help things. But if you're shooting for upside, it is between Jameis and Tanny for me. I'm just going to go real quick back to a question from earlier. I saw a defense question. I realized we didn't answer this at all for Jim. And Jim's still rocking with us. Defense, though, Rams or Bills?
I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah, Rams for me as well. I think even though Tannehill has been disappointing in that entire offense, like we've been talking about, I think that there's obviously a higher opportunity for turnovers from Danny Dimes. And then the next question here from Jim. Fiance is at work, running 2 TVs, smart. should one be dedicated to red zone?
Absolutely. Like, you would be doing it wrong. I would really be upset if that's not the way that worked.
Yeah, that you get the red zone on one, and then if you have a streaming service available to you, or the Reddit streams, and you see something you want to watch, that's when you flip over to the other screen to check out that game. But red zone, that's a staple. Good for you. No fiance around. Good for you. 2 here from Tam. Woods, Mike Will, or Pittman?
Mike Williams and Pittman.
Same for me. Shades rocking with us. Haven't seen Shades in here for a while. Standard scoring, 1 running back, 1 flex. So running backs looking at Harris, Booker, Collins.
Booker.
You like Booker over Harris?
Yeah.
Okay, what about the flex? Standard scoring.
Higgins.
Higgins in standard over Harris?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think I would go Harris and Booker. I think Higgins is fine, but I just in a standard, give me the touches. So I'm going to lean Harris and Booker there. This is what made me think of Jim's question from an hour ago. Rams D or Cowboys? I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Diggs out? Did we see anything with Trevon Diggs?
I'm pretty sure he's expected to play.
Okay. I think he was on the injury report. I think might have not practiced at least a handful of times this week. Okay. Diggs is expected to play. All right. RSJ against the Chiefs or Dalton Schultz against the Pats?
Dalton Schultz.
I do like Ricky Seals-Jones this week, but I'm going to go Dalton Schultz there as well. Jim's still rocking with us. Look at Jim just kicking with us the entire time, just living his best life. No fiance around, getting the dual screens set up, just living his best life. Jay Bowling, Myers or Tony in the flex?
Jacoby Myers.
Myers for me as well. And then Daryl or Khalil at RB2.
Yeah, we've already had this. I think we want Daryl
Williams. Look at all these friends questions. Third one today. You guys are just too kind. Should you trade away Woods for Kittle and Corey Davis?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I mean, it's tough because Kittle, being obviously out right now. But I guess
still too good to pass up on.
Well, I think there's some context to be needed because I would like to know, what is their record? What other wide receivers do they have right now? But I mean, Corey Davis, I think, and good matchup will still be fine.
Yeah. Had this one as well, and it hurts my heart to say this, but this is Tony there, Franco. A lot of is Marvin popping off?
He's got 6 for 80 and a tutty.
Okay. Can you tell me how James Robinson is doing?
14 carries, 66 yards and a touchdown. And
how much time's left?
14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And
what's the score?
then he has 2 catches for 18 yards. And I still do not understand the fascination with Jamal Agnew for this Jaguars team. I don't get it. He's been targeted 4 times, which is third most in this offense, just behind Marvin Jones and Laviska Shenault. I don't really understand it, but okay.
Yeah, I was busy taking care of Carson earlier, and I just pulled up the box score there were 3 targets, or 4 maybe, I think. 2 to Agnew, 2 to Dan Arnold. Was that the intruder this time, Kev?
No, somebody's fucking blaring some damn music.
Get off my lawn. I need 8 more yards from James Robinson on the ground. Let's get it. But would you trade Jones for Woods? Would you take this as a sell high? Thing with Woods though is he's coming off that big game himself. And then if he goes off again this week, I don't know if you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah. If you can trade Marvin Jones for Robert Woods, I'm about that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can. I can hear the bass. I can hear it.
I know.
I can hear. Is that Firefox Kid just getting after?
I don't know.
Another question here from Franco: Hawk or your boy Knox in a full PPR? I might go Knox here. I'm feeling it. Got that subwoofer.
I gotta go TJ Hawkinson.
I like Knox here. I'm gonna roll Knox, but they're both fine options. I look to maybe trade one of those, Franco, if you are able to. We are here to tell the truth, and Joe Mixon is good to go today. Obviously, Samaje Perine on COVID, and they activated Travion Williams, but I can't see a scenario where all of a sudden they pull up Travion Williams and give him, anything significant in this matchup. Mixon is another prop. If you guys are doing prop bets, 61.5 rushing yards for Mixon. I do like that, and I think you can plug Mixon in and feel good about him as your RB2, which where you likely drafted him to be. Andrew, question for the friend once more. Schultz and Gesicki. Well, Gesicki already played. For the trade earlier. Trading away Woods for Kittle and Corey Davis. This is what the lineup looks like. I think I'm going to keep Woods there, honestly. That receiver room is a suspect. Even with Woods, it's suspect. But Woods is your wide receiver 1 amongst that group. I think I would keep Woods there with how well Schultz has been playing. So tell Kev, glad you brought that up with the context here, because I'm keeping Woods in that instance.
Yeah, I would too.
Is Mac worth a stash amidst these trade rumors?
I think if you have the rosters, or if you have the depth for it, and you're in a league with enough bench spots, I think he is. I have to believe he's going to get traded. Now, hopefully, it's not I could even see Seattle coming in on this, because I still have. I know we've heard in regards to or Chris Carson that he could possibly be back soon. He's day to day, but that doesn't mean anything with Pete Carroll. There still is probably some real concern that this could be a career-ending thing. We've seen it with plenty of we've seen it with other Seattle players as well. Doug Baldwin, he had a neck injury and he had to retire. Obviously the neck is nothing to mess with, right? And so, I could see Seattle trading for him. Kansas City is still, a possibility of an option or a spot that he could get traded to, depending on how Daryl Williams does. But, I think he's at least worth a stash to see where he goes.
For sure. Tan, listen, we still got like 25 minutes left there's way than more enough time for me to screw something up here, whether I block somebody who shouldn't be blocked, whether my kid comes in and interrupts the stream. But appreciate the $20 super chat there. If you guys missed last week, I tried to join the stream from a tailgate for the Panthers-Eagles game, and I ended up completely ruining everything. I shut the stream down, closed everything up, and they had to restart everything from scratch. So that's what Tan is getting at here. Appreciate the support there. Always appreciate Tan rocking with us. One of the OGs, maybe the OG here to the TFA YouTube outside of Kev, you subscribing and some of the other TFA members. So Tan, always rocking with us. Always appreciate you. I'm gonna let that one linger there. We have a question here from Aldo G Baby. 2-star sick questions. Daryl Williams over Swift or Gibson? I would not do that.
No.
Yeah. So keep Swift and Gibson, and Sanders over Jefferson or Mike Will. I would also not do that either. I think you're keeping everything there as is. Aldo G Baby. For the brand here, for myself, Amanra or Tyler Boyd in a full PPR. I can't do this. This is like asking to pick between my wife and my son. I don't know if I can. I am gonna go Amanra here. Actually. Clear path to targets. Higgins back. Chase killing it. Amanra with, I think, 8 targets back-to-back weeks. A little bit of narrative street. Had Jared Goff come out earlier this week, said he wants him more involved. Like I said, if especially if Amanra sticks in the slot, I can't remember what the numbers are off the top of my head, but I think Mike Hilton, the slot corner for Cincy, is giving up. He's definitely top 3, top 5 in terms of yards allowed out of the slot. So give me Amanra here over Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I think I would too. Just,
is that why
the normal the average the older white guy dance
just the arms up and the head always down. That because you can't look up and be confident when you're dancing as a white guy. So if you do anything like that, the head immediately drops.
Yeah, it's like no one see me. I'm in my own world. I'm in my own bubble.
Not going to make eye contact with anybody. Porter Hobson, Tyreek or Cooper Kupp. Why do you have to make that decision, Porter?
Yeah, why not both?
Yeah. Let us know why you can't play both of these guys. Who would you have to have in your other wide receiver spot? Let's
Javonte
just say
Adams. That would be the only other wide receiver.
Yeah. Porter.
So if we absolutely have to make a decision, I would probably go Tyreek, probably.
You wanted to say it. You couldn't say it. Cooper Kupp would be just the end. I know Tyreek is apparently supposed to be himself, but whenever I have 2 close options like this, like it's not like Cooper Kupp is that far off from Tyreek Hill, but whenever I have 2 close options like this, and there is a potential for 80% workload, Tyreek not being 100% himself, just give me the safer option. Give me Cooper Kupp, who is in a good matchup as well. It's like he is facing Callahan or somebody like that. So
no, for sure. I have Cooper Kupp 3rd. So I have Tyreek 2, Cooper Kupp 3. It's super close.
Yeah. And then the defense, Colts or Cowboys. I'm gonna go Colts.
Yeah.
Cassius Stylist joining us. Julio. Oh my God. Julio, Odell, Kadarius Toney.
I'm going to go Julio here.
Julio for me as well. even with this, Andrew, I'm still going to hold Woods with that group, because after Woods it gets a little dicey. I mean, T. Higgins is fine as your wide receiver 3, but I'm going to hold on to Woods and not do that trade. Does this change your mind at all with Javonte as wide receiver 1? Would you do that trade, sending away Woods for Kittle and Davis?
I mean, I think you can, but again, I still would probably prefer the Robert Woods side.
Raylan trying to finagle this Marvin Jones trade. Saquon and Marvin Jones for Woods and Swift. Which side do you like?
I don't know. It's closer than it should be, really, because I mean, I like Swift, and I think Swift is going to be I think he's going to be an RB1 all year for the most part. It's just, I mean, this isn't a long-term injury for Saquon.
Right.
I mean, he could really be back as soon as next week, which is well within the range of possibility. And so I would rather have, Robert Woods and Marvin Jones, obviously, but then I would rather have Saquon over Swift. So
I lean Saquon's side.
Yeah.
But like you said, it is much closer than it should be. Is T.Y. Hilton worth a pickup? Have an open bench spot here from Truth Teller.
If you got an open spot, yeah, I think he's at least worth an ad. What is going on?
That base is just wrecking your house. Tony or Boyd here for Anthony V.
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, give me Tony there as well. MG rocking with us. Zeke, Gibson, Hubbard. We need two in a PPR. Going first two.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Appreciate the question. Colton Cash, Woods or Hollywoods?
I'm going Hollywood.
Woo! I'm going to go Woods. Just slightly. Like I said, I think we just see a little bit of a down week from Hollywood here, and I really do like the matchup with the Rams and the Giants. It's close. Any other week, I'm probably going Hollywood, but I think we see a little bit of the brakes put on for Hollywood. Tannehill or Heineke? I'm going Heineke there, Kev.
Yeah, I agree.
Amari Cooper at the flex. No, sir. No. Tyreek and Cooper Kupp. Am I missing something here?
Absolutely, it's Tyreek and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. I don't think you need to. This isn't a jam in Amari Cooper week. I'm putting those other two receivers in over Amari Cooper. Starting QB in a bye next week. Who should I get off of waivers? Matt Ryan or Danny Dimes? This will definitely be a question that Kev will touch on tonight during the waiver show at halftime, along with Robbie Jeffries.
So we got the Giants playing the Panthers, and we got the Falcons playing the Dolphins.
Or Teddy Bridgewater is another option that Truth threw in.
And the Broncos got the Browns, which is not a secondary that we should be remotely worried about, and it's on Thursday Night Football.
Who'd you say that the Falcons have?
The Dolphins. Man, we're just getting down.
Sounds like a very aggressive brunch. Must be Sunday Fun Day somewhere in your neighborhood.
I don't know, depending on who could be available, but I'm just looking at this, and Taylor Heineke does get the Packers next week on the road. And so I don't mind that, with that secondary being as banged up as it is for Green Bay. So I think he's an option. If you had to pick one up, I'm probably going to go with probably Daniel Jones, but I don't love it against the Panthers defense, who's been really good this year.
Yeah.
Because I do think Jameis is interesting. They get Seattle. They're playing Monday Night Football against Seattle, and if Michael Thomas is back, then that's a secondary or a defense we're not worried about against James. But do they just run the ball a lot too? But so I think that's kind of where I'd be looking. If you have to go with one of those, it is. It'd be Daniel Jones. And then I guess maybe Mac Jones, because they are playing the Jets. But
out of that group, I think I'm going to go Teddy B with a matchup, but I do like the other options that you mentioned better, if any of those other options are available there for your truth. Brandon here has a question. We are going to be locking things down here in about 10 minutes. So if you're rocking with us, I want to get your questions in, get those in. Now, TJ Hawkinson or Schultz, non-PPR for Brandon.
I'm on Hawkinson.
Hawkinson for me as well, but it's closer than it should be. Got Gator rocking with us. Sit 2 in a full PPR. Higgins, A-Rob, Hines, Connor, Williams. I'm going to go the middle 2 running backs there. I'm going to set Hines and Connor.
Yes, that's what I would do. Yeah.
P Money, Sutton or Daryl Williams at the flex.
Daryl Williams.
Let's go. I thought you were going to say Sutton. I was getting ready to disagree. Yes, Williams there. P Money. Gesicki, what did Gesicki do?
Oh, he's 7 for 110 right now.
Woo! Nice. Got to feel good about that. Good call, Tam. Good play. Can you tell me if James Robinson, where he's sitting with rushing yards?
No, they actually just punted, and he's still sitting at 66.
But they're getting the ball now.
No, the Jaguars just punted. With 8:43 left. And so,
okay. What's the score?
2017. Jalen Waddle just out here living his best life today with 2 touchdowns. So
let's go.
Surprise with Tua back.
Yep. Tyreek is playing Porter. Maybe you temper expectations on the ceiling
with
him, but yeah, you're still playing him over Amari Cooper and Cobb for sure. Brent has Tyreek and Adams. Who do I run at flex? Marquise Brown, T. Higgins, Hunter Renfro, or Chuba?
Damn, Brandon, out here flexing with these wide receivers. Tyreek and Javonte Adams. That is nice. I'm going to go Marquise Brown.
Marquise for me as well. Anton has a half PPR flex question. Tony or Booker?
I'm going to go Booker.
Daryl Williams or Booker? Here's the questions you were asking about earlier, Kev, all the running back questions. This is Daryl Williams for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Porter here getting some advice from his dad, coming to us for backup. Paddy Mahomes or Dak Prescott? Papa Porter says Dak because Mahomes has not been playing well.
All due respect, Porter. All due respect. But your dad is wrong on this one. You start Patrick Mahomes. One, it doesn't really matter as much in fantasy football how well, all we care about is the points, Yes, he has turnovers and all this stuff, but Patrick Mahomes' ceiling is still incredibly high. And against a matchup against Washington, where their secondary is absolutely atrocious, there's no concern whatsoever with Patrick Mahomes today. Whether it doesn't really matter. Like even if Tyreek Hill was out, I would still feel the same way. Pat Mahomes has played really well without Tyreek Hill in his career too. So it's Patrick Mahomes. Dak Prescott could very easily. They could just lean on the run all day today and just not really have to open anything up. So,
yep, agreed there, Porter. Andrews or Waller in a PPR for Raylan.
It's gonna be Darren Waller, but it's really close because I have Darren Waller at 2 and I have Mark Andrews at 3.
I should probably have my rankings reflect this, but I'm going to go Mark Andrews here. Just not a fan of that matchup for the Raiders. I think they have the safeties and the secondary to be able to slow Waller down. Colts D or Ravens D this week, Raylan. That is the Colts for me. Brandon has one final question here for us. We're hyping up Heineke. Would you take him against the Chiefs or Lamar against the Chargers? Still going Lamar.
Yes.
Got to come out with the dub. Need to put Papa V in his place and get that W. We really like Heineke. We really like him as a streamer, but Lamar is playing too damn well for you to sit him. Even if I think this could be a game where we see Lamar Jackson because he really hasn't been doing a lot with his legs. I think even if the secondary kind of slows down Hollywood, like I think they might, Bateman coming back, they still have Mark Andrews. I think this could be a game where we see Lamar pick up, 80 on the ground with his legs. So looks like that's all the questions we have. We stayed on top of it this week. We got through it. We appreciate you guys. If you have yet to do so, please hit us with a sub and a like. Kevin and Robbie will be going live tonight at halftime during the Sunday Night Football game to give you guys the first look at Week 7 waivers. And then we're going to have other content coming out this week. We'll have the streamers for you on Tuesday. We'll have Nate Henry's trends and reactions there as well. And then our rankings will start dropping for Week 7 on Wednesday. So agree. Look at that. Got the stamp of approval from Papa Porter. I'm glad that we convinced him to go Mahomes over Dak.
I just want to ask one thing, and I think this is something that – is there anybody just off the top of your head that you think people should be adding prior to today and not have to fight waivers for? Like you just kind of looking in the future the possible guys that you think set up that – could end up being big waiver ads this week. Is there anything off the top of your head? At running back, wide receiver, obviously.
I mean, if Judy was dropped, I like Judy. If Rashad Bateman still hasn't been picked up, I like Bateman. Hilton would be another option if he has not been picked up. At running back, nothing really, because we've already been hit with so many injuries. Bye week starting. Nothing at running back I can think of off the top of my head. I think it's kind of where I'm sitting with the receivers. Nothing I can think of for.
I think for me, at least a wide receiver. Obviously, T.Y. Hilton, I think you could add him. I don't think he's a must-add by any means. He is an older wide receiver, but I do think he's somebody you should be looking to add. I think Jerick McKinnon would be an interesting add, with him probably getting a lot more pass-catching work in this offense. And then I was kind of scrolling through, Marlon Mack, we kind of talked about him already. If you want to, add him as a speculative add in case he gets traded to a really good situation where he could become the starter, I think he would be somebody that I would look at. Amanra St. Brown still only rostered in 24% of Yahoo League, so I do think that he should be rostered more. I know it's not a sexy situation with the Lions, but still. Rashad Bateman, you already mentioned him, 28% rostered, and he definitely 100% should be, especially as well as the Ravens offense, especially their passing offense has played really over the first, for the start of this season. He continues to really ball right now. And so and then with Sammy Watkins out, surprise, Rashad Bateman, I think, is an interesting guy. And then, past that, I think it's Darnold Mooney. I forgot to mention him too. Darnold Mooney's only rostered in 44% of leagues. That is too low. So
that is also where just scrolling through ESPN, Sony Michel is sitting as well. Probably not available in your 12-team leagues or anything like that, but I definitely think he is worth an ad. Rondell Moore, again, going to be inconsistent, but he does have that upside. 40% of ESPN leagues. Jameson Crowder has been playing pretty well. I think you could potentially add him, especially in deeper leagues, only rostered in 24%. And then I still believe in the Elijah Moore down the stretch. If you have that kind of that last roster spot where you're just continually churning that every single week, Elijah Moore would be somebody I would look to snag.
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of where I said I don't mind adding like a if your quarterback's on bye next week, today adding that guy just to kind of make sure you get him. I mean, there's not we're here. If you're dropping somebody we weren't going to play today anyway, I don't hate it, but because I hate using any sort of fab or waiver priority on a quarterback that you're just streaming for 1 week or a tight end. I hate doing that.
Anytime, Porter. Hope you have a great rest of your day as well. Here to help you guys out. Any parting shots, Kev?
No, it should be a pretty solid day of football. Some really good matchups again this week. Hopefully the murderous row of injuries to the running back position comes to an end, and we don't get a bunch of more major injuries today because it's been a little brutal out in these streets. And it's been a really weird year so far, I think. I mean, you have a lot of wide receivers that are playing really inconsistently as well that a lot of people liked, and it's been a really weird start to the season so far. I mean, I know we're only, I guess into week 6, into the sixth week of the season, and there's still a lot of weeks left, but still, it's been a really weird start to the year.
Yeah, but nothing but positive thoughts. That is going to wrap things up. Oh, one more from Porter, Zeke or Mixon?
It's Zeke.
Zeke for me as well. Thank you guys for rocking with us. We are going to sign off here again. First look at Week 7 waivers coming tonight during halftime of the Sunday night football game. So get those wins. Thank you guys. And couldn't have said it any better myself. Thank you guys. Good luck Week 6, and we'll talk to you all soon.